The Denver Broncos are making another coaching move. The team is bringing in a new defensive mind. Robert Livingston is joining the staff. He will work as the defensive pass game coordinator. But this move is about more than just a title. It's about chemistry. Livingston is reuniting with Vance Joseph. They worked together before in Cincinnati. That connection could help Denver's defense improve quickly. The Broncos are trying to rebuild consistency, and small coaching decisions can create big results. Fans now have a reason to watch closely, because this hire could shape the defense in 2025. The hiring of Denver Broncos to bring in Robert Livingston as a defensive pass game coordinator might not immediately dominate national headlines, but inside league circles, it represents a calculated and potentially impactful move that speaks to organizational philosophy, coaching trust, and long-term defensive evolution. Livingston arrives after serving as the defensive coordinator at Colorado, where his work earned respect for its structure, adaptability, and emphasis on communication in the secondary. And now he steps into a role that reunites him with defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, a familiar collaborator from their time together with the Cincinnati Bengals. Coaching reunions in the NFL are rarely accidental. They are rooted in trust built under pressure, shared terminology developed over years, and philosophical alignment that allows implementation to move faster than it otherwise would with a completely new partnership. For Denver, this matters because defensive consistency has been one of the lingering questions surrounding the roster, especially in a division where offensive innovation continues to accelerate. The Broncos are not simply hiring another assistant. They are investing in continuity within complexity, ensuring that Joseph has someone who understands his expectations without needing months of adjustment. Livingston's background suggests a coach who values detail in coverage disguises, situational awareness, and disciplined leverage principles, areas that can transform a defense from average to disruptive when executed correctly. In modern football, the passing game dictates outcomes more than ever, so the title pass game coordinator carries weight beyond semantics, signaling responsibility for coverage strategy, matchup planning, and weekly adjustments against evolving offensive trends. This hire also reflects Denver's broader attempt to stabilize identity after seasons of fluctuation, coaching turnover, and inconsistent performance metrics that have prevented the team from sustaining momentum. When organizations seek progress, they often look for marginal gains across multiple areas rather than one dramatic overhaul, and strengthening the defensive brain trust fits that model. The reunion element cannot be overstated because coaching efficiency often depends on unspoken understanding. Joseph already knows Livingston's teaching style, preparation habits, and in-game communication tendencies, which reduces friction and accelerates implementation speed during training camp and the regular season. From a player perspective, this can translate into clearer instruction, faster adjustments, and increased confidence, particularly for defensive backs who operate in the most reaction-dependent roles on the field. Younger players benefit from layered coaching voices that remain consistent rather than contradictory, and veterans appreciate strategic clarity that allows them to play instinctively rather than hesitantly. The timing of the hire also intersects with roster development considerations as Denver evaluates how to maximize existing personnel while potentially integrating new talent through the draft or free agency. A coordinator focused on the pass game influences scouting priorities, potentially shaping decisions on cornerback versatility, safety range, and hybrid defensive roles that blur traditional positional boundaries. In that sense, Livingston's arrival could quietly affect roster construction months before fans see results on Sundays. There is also a psychological dimension within the locker room because coaching hires signal organizational intent. When players observe investment in specialized expertise, it communicates commitment to improvement rather than complacency. Fan perception follows a similar pattern, where supporters often interpret staff changes as evidence of proactive leadership, especially when previous seasons have produced mixed results. The Broncos fan base, historically passionate and expectation-driven, understands that championship windows are rarely built overnight, but incremental progress in coaching cohesion can restore optimism. Game projection-wise, the potential impact lies in situational defense, third down efficiency, and red zone coverage, areas where strategic nuance often determines close outcomes. If Livingston helps refine communication and disguise packages, Denver could see measurable improvement in opponent passer rating, explosive play prevention, and turnover opportunities. Even small statistical gains can shift win probabilities over a full season, particularly in competitive divisions where margins are thin. Another layer involves coaching succession dynamics. Organizations frequently prepare future leaders internally, and adding respected assistants creates depth within the staff hierarchy, protecting against future turnover. Livingston's experience coordinating at the collegiate level, including leadership responsibilities, adds intellectual capital to the room, giving Denver another strategic voice capable of contributing beyond his immediate title. Recruiting implications also extend to free agents, who evaluate coaching reputations when choosing destinations. Defensive players often gravitate towards staffs known for development and clarity, and strengthening that perception can help Denver compete in personnel acquisition battles. The reunion narrative between Joseph and Livingston carries emotional resonance as well, reflecting professional relationships that endure across years and organizations, rooted in mutual respect, forged through shared adversity and success. Those bonds often translate into unified messaging that resonates with players, reducing confusion and fostering accountability. Ultimately, while headlines may initially categorize the hire as a secondary move, its true significance will emerge through performance trends, player development trajectories, and defensive identity evolution over time. For a franchise seeking stability and competitiveness, aligning trusted coaching minds may prove to be one of the most strategic decisions of the offseason, reinforcing the idea that in professional football, progress is often built through connections, continuity, and calculated collaboration, rather than dramatic headlines alone.